Today on the channel, we got the most famous blacksmith in all of Thundera, as today, from Super 7, Ultimate Thundercats Bengali.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another Super 7 Ultimate Edition unboxing and review. And today, from the latest Thundercats wave, we've got Bengali. But remember, for all your Thundercats, Super 7 Ultimates, and a whole lot more, hit up Entertainment Earth. Use the link in the description to save 10% on all in-stock items. Then make sure you use the special code for free shipping, SUNFREE2022, as I film this video. You can double up on those. Got to get a deal all day long, and that's exactly what I did. These came in stock. Use the code, saved myself 10%, got free shipping. We're off to the races, and we're here to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's kick it off, and let's look at this first like we always do with these Ultimates. You get the nice cardboard box here, the Bengali on the front. Nothing too funny and too cool about this, but it is what it is, and it's nice to protect these boxes, as most people that collect Super 7, they save their boxes, and if you're buying a used Super 7, you'd like to have this box and a little extra protection for the figures as well. Off to the side, see you later. Now we get down to little Bengali in the package here. Beautiful, beautiful Ultimate style packaging. We're used to it by now, all the Ultimates in the same style packaging. Beautiful Thundercats logo on the front, Bengali right there. Thundercats on the back, and now we slide the old slip cover off, of course, and it unleashes Bengali, the Thunderian blacksmith right there. Look at that. Very, very cool in the package with a nice blue color. Gray background, red down here with Bengali Thundercats logo. Nothing on the sides, of course. Super 7 on the back, or the top, I should say. And then on the back, look at that. There's a beautiful artwork there of Bengali and a little blurb. Let's read the blurb. Let's see what all the fuss is about with old Bengali. The young Thunderian Bengali came to Third Earth with Pumaira and Linkso, who we have got in Ultimate form, as you guys know, but he joined the other Thundercats after their unexpected reunion. He's an agile warrior, accomplished pilot, and a skilled blacksmith. Armed with the Hammer of Thundera, he once assumed the task of reforging the Sword of Omens itself after the lunatic Tugmug broke its blade. Despite his intelligence, Bengali is often hot-tempered and impulsive in battle, but he nevertheless embodies the code of Thundera. And that's why I remember him in the cartoon a lot, being very hot-headed, Bengali. Ushered in kind of the second wave of Thundercats, or whatever you want to call it. Much like G.I. Joe, you know, you had Series 1 or whatever, and then Season 2, all of a sudden you got Dr. Mindbender, and you got Serpentor, Sergeant Slaughter, all these new guys added to the mix. They do that in a lot of cartoons, of course, and Thundercats was no different than any of the others there. All right, let's pull them out of the old plastic prison. We've got that cool Thundercats background, that kind of, I don't know what you call it, paint splatter, Rorschach test. Is that what they're called? Rorschach, I think. Kind of reminds me of that, but it also harkens back to the old LJN Thundercat figures of back in the day. Off to the side, see you later. As you know, I keep my Ultimate packaging here. I got to keep it good. Can't give it the old see you later like that. How about a little plastic prison here? Let's take a look at old Bengali. And it looks like, yeah, there we go. Well, okay, there we go. There's old Bengali in the plastic prison. All kinds of accessories, as we're accustomed to here with these Super 7 Ultimates. You guys know I'm here for those all day long, but he looks real good. All right, without further ado, let me get him all out of the package, get the accessories out, and we'll be back talking all things Bengali. All right, we're back, and we got Bengali out of the package, and let's start off with the accessories, as we always do in these videos here. What do we got for extra hands going on? So it looks like we get the side-to-side swivel and the up-and-down swivel, depending what you're looking for in your hand. Some people want them to, you know, throw the hammer like this, or you want to be able to go side-to-side. Choose your own hand adventure, as we always say. But it looks like we do get 2 fists for Bengali. You guys know I'm all in on the fists. He does have kind of the cat hands on him already. We got gripping hands of each way with the different hinges going on. So 2 sets of grip hands, choose your own hand adventure. But 1, 2, 3, 4 total sets of hands. Really can choose that hand adventure. All right, continuing on with some of this other stuff we got here. Of course, Bengali being a blacksmith, what a tool this day and age. There's not many blacksmiths, and I would say he's one of the most famous cartoon blacksmiths of all time. I would go down that road. But we do get kind of his blacksmith table, I guess we'll call this, for a lack of a better term. There's probably a technical term for it, but it's got the kind of steel, not steel, it'll be more stone on the top. And then you got the kind of base to it there. So he can work away on, of course, the Lino sword here. Of course, it talked on the back of the package, and there was the famous episode, Tugmug breaking the Sword of Omens, and old Bengali helped put it back together. What a trick. What a tool to use. So you can lay that right on there. Fits perfectly on the table. But the Sword of Omens is real nice. Obviously, it's really hot and warm because of blacksmith heating it up, hammering it out, making it straight, all that kind of fun stuff. But looks really good, of course, the Sword of Omens. One of the most famous swords of all time, at least top 5, right? Gotta be. It's got the Eye of Thundera there, the nice silver handle, and like I said, the kind of orange flame effect as it's being worked on. Very, very cool there. Of course, you also have an anvil. Every good blacksmith has their own anvil, and we're not talking about Jim Neidhart. But very cool. You got the blue base going on. Nice black-gray anvil. I mean, it looks just like an anvil you would imagine it to look. But you do got the Thundercats logo with kind of a spider webbing pattern outside of it in silver. And then you got a little... what is that called? Is that ore? Is that iron ore? I'm not a blacksmith. I play one on TV sometimes, but I believe that's ore right there on the top. And then you do get another piece, a very small piece of ore. I guess you can lay up there, do whatever you want with it, but it is very, very small. I can see people losing this if they're not careful, so be careful with that one. But that fits right there on there, so you can have him hammering away, working away at the table. Very specific accessories here, but he is a blacksmith after all. He's got to have his tools of trade, and of course the tool of the trade, he's got his big hammer here to hammer out the Sword of Omens, of course, but very, very cool. Kind of Bengali pattern. You know it's his. It's in his color scheme. It's got a nice horn on the back, hammer on the front, and then got very Tigra-like whip. I guess whip with the balls on the end. It's got a little of that going on down here too, so a very cool accessory there for Bengali. Very, very interesting guy. And of course, Bengali, I always think of him as like a direct repaint of Tigra, but it's not necessarily the case here. We'll compare those guys here in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. But let's take a look at Bengali here first. Beautiful, beautiful figure. A figure I did not have as a child. I didn't have a ton of Thundercats toys, just a couple. I did have a buddy that had a fair amount, and that's where I got my childhood Thundercats playing. I guess I had to go to his house and do it, is how it kind of went down. But a very, very cool sculpt on him. Cool as in blue. It's like an icy blue color. Looks really good, especially against the white hair, the long flowing locks. The white and the blue really do work together. The blue eyes, and then even the stripes and the white hair. I like that a lot. It's a very good face, just kind of middle of the road. He's not angry. He's not happy. He's just middle of the road, which a lot of collectors do prefer. This one, however, he's mad. He is hot. Ooh, he's hot. He's a little angry there. He's got the yellow eyes going on, the mad face. But the rest of the hair and everything else seems to be similar. But this looks good. I mean, it depends what you want to do with your Bengali. But for my display, I'm going to have just the even-keeled head going on. But this is a nice extra head accessory there. Then we're breaking down this figure a little bit. Of course, the Super 7 Ultimate Editions, we got the arms that go around. You got the side-to-side on the big ball, of course. You do get a bicep cut. Single-jointed, pinless elbows. You guys know me. If I had to choose between the two, I'm going pinless over single-jointed or over double-jointed. I love double-jointed elbows, but I like the clean look of no pins even more than that. And then you do get the hands removable we talked about. You do get the ab crunch. Ooh, there's a little bit of ab crunch in there, but yeah, he's got some ab crunch going on. Very good. You got waist that turns side to side, of course. Single jointed knees, much like the elbows. Then the ankles up and down, side to side. And you do get a little bit of a rotation at the knees as well, kind of makeshift boot cut, as I always like to call it. He does have his holster on the side for his hammer, so you can slot that in if you are so inclined. He does got a vest over the top. You know, it's a very tactician vest, I guess. Got the Thundercats logo on it, a couple of pockets, things like that, in a different color of blue than the rest of the body. Looks really good there. Forearms, he's got the stripe, of course, of a Bengali tiger. If you guys know your tigers, of course. He does look good, though. I do really like the looks of this guy. Breaking it down, he does have his bare feet. They all are in white. Got kind of a crown going on at the boot mold there, and new jewels at the top. Just very, very good looking there. How well does this fit? Fits perfectly in his hand. He's got to have this in his hand. He's got to have at least some kind of weapon. He's got to be ready to throw down with Mumra and the boys if need be. But very good. Bengali, like I said, one I didn't have as a kid, but one I always wanted, and I always liked Bengali, so I'm happy to have this one to kind of complete the second team of Thundercats, whatever you want to call them. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? That's always a good litmus test. He fits perfectly on the WWE ringside collectible stands, and as I always say, use discount code Kyle, save 10% over at ringsidecollectibles.com. These stands truly are the best. I use them for Hasbro, wrestling, of course, all my He-Man stuff, a lot of the Super 7 Ultimates. I would say almost every Ultimate, even some NECA figures. Nice, cheaper stands if you're looking in the stand market. There you go. But Bengali gets my seal of approval. I'm here for this one all day long. Very, very cool to complete that team. And speaking of that team there, got to get his old buddy Linkso here. Will he stand? There it is. And then, of course, Myra. So there they are, kind of all standing together, looking good, looking like a faction, looking like a unit ready to take on some people. And then, of course, we got Tigra before. We talked about him. He was in the last wave of Super 7 Ultimate Thundercats we did unbox. A very, very good figure here. Now, I think they have some similarities here, but not as much as you would think. You almost think they're like a direct resculpt or a re-release, and that is not the case. They got different hair going on, obviously different heads. Some of the hands are probably reused, I'm sure. Even the feet, maybe. But besides that, there is a lot of similarities. They look similar, but they are definitely different. So I'm happy to report that. It wasn't just a cheap re-release, repaint, whatever you want to call it. It's actually his own man. Bengali stands on his own 2 feet by himself, and that's the way he should. He deserves that. So there it is. There's Bengali, latest in the Thundercats wave. Any thoughts out there from you guys? Did Thundercats jump the shark for you when they added these new characters, or were you all in eating it up with a fork and a spoon like young Kyle was? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts on Bengali Super 7 Ultimate Edition. And then while you're here, you might as well thumbs up the video, give it the old like, subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell. Guess what? We're going to unbox the whole wave of Super 7 Thundercats, so you don't want to miss any of those, and those will be coming on the channel as well, so stay tuned for that. Best way to do that, like I said, subscribe, hit the old notification bell. Of course, follow along on Patreon, where you can get this video, many other videos much, much earlier, exclusive content, bonus content, as well as monthly free figure giveaways over there at the Patreon. And then, of course, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson to support the channel. So for Bengali and the Thundercats and blacksmiths everywhere, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.